Welcome back to our channel where we share insight from the Bible. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic, the three men in the Bible who never experienced death. These figures are Enoch, Elijah, and Melchizedek. Let's explore their unique stories and significance. First, let's talk about Enoch. Enoch is first mentioned in the book of Genesis in the Hebrew Bible. He is described as the great-great-great-great-grandson of Adam and the great-grandfather of Noah. Enoch lived during the antediluvian period, which refers to the time before the Great Flood. According to Genesis 5:21-24, Enoch lived for 365 years before he was taken by God. The text states, Enoch walked with God, then he was no more, because God took him. This phrase has led to various interpretations and speculations about Enoch's fate. Enoch's story doesn't end with the book of Genesis. He is also a central figure in several apocryphal texts, most notably the book of Enoch, also known as 1 Enoch. This ancient Hebrew text, which is not included in the canonical Bible, provides a detailed account of Enoch's life, his visions, and his journey to the heavens. The book of Enoch is divided into 5 sections: the book of Watchers, the book of Parables, the astronomical book, the book of dream visions, and the epistle of Enoch. The book of Watchers is perhaps the most well-known section of 1 Enoch. It describes Enoch's interactions with the Watchers, a group of angels who descended to earth and took human wives, leading to the birth of the Nephilim, a race of giants. The Watchers taught humanity various forbidden arts and knowledge, which led to widespread corruption and violence. Enoch is chosen by God to deliver a message of judgment to the Watchers, warning them of their impending punishment. In the book of Parables, Enoch receives a series of visions about the coming of the Messiah and the final judgment. These parables emphasize the themes of righteousness, justice, and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. Enoch is portrayed as a scribe and a prophet, recording these divine revelations for future generations. The astronomical book, also known as the Book of Heavenly Luminaries, provides a detailed account of Enoch's journey through the heavens. He has shown the workings of the celestial bodies, the cycles of the sun and moon, and the secrets of the universe. This section highlights Enoch's role as a mediator between the divine and human realms, entrusted with profound knowledge about the cosmos. The Book of Dream Visions recounts Enoch's prophetic dreams about the history of the world, from the creation to the final judgment. These visions include symbolic representations of historical events, such as the Great Flood and the rise and fall of various kingdoms. Enoch's dreams serve as a reminder of God's sovereignty and the unfolding of his divine plan. The Epistle of Enoch is a collection of Enoch's teachings and exhortations to his descendants. He urges them to live righteously, to avoid the sins of the Watchers, and to remain faithful to God. This section underscores Enoch's role as a moral and spiritual guide, imparting wisdom and guidance to future generations. Enoch's story is not limited to the Hebrew Bible and the Book of Enoch. He is also mentioned in the New Testament, specifically in the Gospel of Luke, the Epistle to the Hebrews, and the Epistle of Jude. In Hebrews 11:5, Enoch is commended for his faith, and it is stated that he did not experience death. He could not be found, because God had taken him away. This verse reinforces the idea that Enoch was taken directly to heaven, bypassing death. In Christian and Jewish traditions, Enoch is venerated as a saint and a prophet. He is considered a model of piety and righteousness, and his story serves as an inspiration for believers. In some Christian traditions, Enoch is also associated with the concept of the rapture, where believers are taken up to heaven before the final judgment. This association is based on the belief that Enoch's ascension prefigures the rapture of the faithful. Enoch's story has also found its way into popular culture, inspiring various works of literature, art, and media. From John Milton's Paradise Lost to modern-day novels and films, Enoch's enigmatic character continues to captivate the imagination of artists and storytellers. His story resonates with themes of divine mystery, cosmic knowledge, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. Enoch's story is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the mysteries of the divine. Whether viewed as a historical figure, a prophet, or a symbol of righteousness, Enoch's legacy continues to inspire and intrigue. Next, we have Elijah first appears in the Bible in 1 Kings 17, during the reign of King Ahab of Israel. Ahab, influenced by his wife Jezebel, had led Israel into the worship of Baal, a Canaanite deity. Elijah's name means "My God is Yahweh," and he lived up to this name by boldly proclaiming the power and sovereignty of the God of Israel. Elijah's first recorded miracle was a bold declaration to King Ahab, "As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years except at my word. 1 Kings 17:1. This prophecy of drought was a direct challenge to Baal, who was believed to control rain and fertility. The drought lasted for 3.5 years, demonstrating God's power over nature and false gods. Like, comment, share and subscribe for more videos like this. During the drought, God sent Elijah to the brook Cherith, where ravens brought him bread and meat. When the brook dried up, Elijah was directed to the town of Zarephath. There, he met a widow gathering sticks to prepare a final meal for herself and her son. Elijah asked her for water and bread, promising that her jar of flour and jug of oil would not run dry until the drought ended. Miraculously, the widow's supplies lasted throughout the drought, showcasing God's provision in times of need. 1 Kings 1. The widow's son later fell ill and died. Elijah took the boy to his room, stretched himself out on the child 3 times, and cried out to God. The Lord heard Elijah's prayer, and the boy's life returned to him. This miracle not only demonstrated God's power over life and death but also solidified Elijah's role as a prophet. 1 Kings 17:17-24. One of the most dramatic events in Elijah's life was the showdown on Mount Carmel. Elijah challenged 450 prophets of Baal and 400 prophets of Asherah to a contest to prove whose God was real. The prophets of Baal called on their God from morning until evening, but nothing happened. Elijah then built an altar, placed a bull on it, and had it drenched with water. He prayed, and fire from the Lord fell from heaven, consuming the offering, the wood, the stones, and even the water in the trench. The people fell on their faces, declaring, "The Lord, He is God." 1 Kings 18:20-39. Elijah then ordered the people to seize the false prophets, who were subsequently killed. After the victory on Mount Carmel, Queen Jezebel threatened Elijah's life, forcing him to flee into the wilderness. Exhausted and despondent, Elijah prayed for death. Instead, an angel provided him with food and water, strengthening him for a 40-day journey to Mount Horeb. There, Elijah experienced a powerful encounter with God, who spoke to him not in the wind, earthquake, or fire, but in a gentle whisper. God reassured Elijah and gave him further instructions, including the anointing of his successor, Elisha. 1 Kings 19:1-18. Elijah continued to perform miracles and prophecies against the idolatry and injustice in Israel. He predicted the deaths of King Ahab and Queen Jezebel, and his prophecies came to pass. Elijah also called down fire from heaven to consume soldiers sent by King Ahaziah to arrest him. 2 Kings 1:9-14. Elijah's departure from earth is one of the most dramatic events in the Bible. As described in 2 Kings 2:11, as they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. This miraculous ascension signifies Elijah's unique relationship with God and his role as a prophet who did not experience death. Elijah's legacy extends beyond his lifetime. He is mentioned in the New Testament as a model of faith and righteousness. In the Gospels, Elijah appears with Moses during the transfiguration of Jesus, symbolizing the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. Matthew 17:1-13. Elijah is also referenced in the book of James as an example of powerful and effective prayer. James 5:17-18. In Jewish tradition, Elijah is expected to return before the coming of the Messiah. During the Passover Seder, a cup of wine is set aside for Elijah, and the door is opened in the hope that he will come to announce the arrival of the Messiah. In Christian tradition, Elijah's life and miracles are seen as a foreshadowing of the ministry of Jesus, who performed similar miracles and called people back to God. Elijah's has also inspired countless works of art, literature, and music. From classical compositions like Mendelssohn's oratorio Elijah to modern novels and films, his life continues to captivate and inspire. Elijah's unwavering faith, boldness in the face of opposition, and miraculous deeds make him a timeless figure of inspiration. Elijah's story is a powerful testament to the impact one person can have when they stand firm in their faith and follow God's calling. His life reminds us of the importance of courage, obedience, and trust in God's provision. Lastly, we have Melchizedek, a mysterious figure mentioned in Genesis and Hebrews. Melchizedek first appears in the Bible in Genesis 14:18-20. After Abraham's victory over the kings who had captured his nephew Lot, Melchizedek meets Abraham and blesses him. The text states, "Then Melchizedek king of Salem brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High, and he blessed Abram, saying, Blessed be Abram by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth. And praise be to God Most High, who delivered your enemies into your hand. In response, Abraham gives Melchizedek a tenth of everything, recognizing his high status and spiritual authority. Melchizedek's titles are significant. The name Melchizedek means king of righteousness, and Salem is often associated with peace, making him the king of peace. As a priest of God Most High, Melchizedek serves the one true God, El Elyon, in a time and place where polytheism was prevalent. This dual role as both king and priest sets Melchizedek apart and foreshadows the coming of Jesus Christ, who also holds. Melchizedek reappears in the Old Testament in Psalm 110, a royal psalm attributed to David. Verse 4 states, "The Lord has sworn and will not change his mind, you are a priest forever, in the order of Melchizedek." This verse is seen as a messianic prophecy, suggesting a future priest-king who will rule in the manner of Melchizedek. This connection between Melchizedek and the Messiah is further explored in the New Testament. The New Testament book of Hebrews provides a detailed exposition of Melchizedek's significance. Hebrews 7:1-3 describes him as without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning days or end of life, resembling the Son of God, he remains a priest forever. This description emphasizes Melchizedek's eternal nature, making him a type of Christ. The author of Hebrews argues that Jesus is a priest in the order of Melchizedek, a higher and older priesthood than the Levitical one. The mysterious nature of Melchizedek has led to various theological interpretations. Some scholars view him as a historical figure, a Canaanite king-priest who worshiped the true God. Others see him as a theophany, a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ. Regardless of the interpretation, Melchizedek's role as a priest-king who blesses Abraham and receives tithes from him highlights his unique status and foreshadows the eternal priesthood of Jesus. In Christian theology, Melchizedek's priesthood is seen as a precursor to the priesthood of Jesus Christ. Hebrews 7:11-28 explains that Jesus' priesthood is superior to the Levitical priesthood because it is based on the power of an indestructible life. Just as Melchizedek's priesthood is not based on genealogy, Jesus' priesthood is eternal and unchanging. This connection underscores the belief that Jesus is the ultimate high priest who intercedes for humanity. In Jewish tradition, Melchizedek is also a significant figure. Some Jewish texts identify him with Shem, the son of Noah, while others see him as a unique priest-king who served the true God. The Dead Sea Scrolls, particularly the Melchizedek scroll, depict him as a heavenly figure who plays a role in the final judgment. These interpretations highlight Melchizedek's enduring importance in both Jewish and Christian thought. Melchizedek's mysterious nature has also inspired various works of literature, art, and media. From medieval Christian art to modern novels and films, his enigmatic character continues to captivate the imagination. Melchizedek's story resonates with themes of divine mystery, eternal priesthood, and the intersection of the sacred and the secular. Melchizedek's brief but impactful presence in the Bible serves as a powerful reminder of the eternal nature of God's plan. His role as a priest-king who blesses Abraham and his foreshadowing of Jesus' eternal priesthood highlight the continuity of God's work throughout history. These three men, Enoch, Elijah, and Melchizedek, hold unique places in biblical history. Their stories remind us of the mysteries and wonders of faith. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more biblical insights.